Hey traders, welcome back to another video. It is 9:19 Eastern Standard Time, October 31st. Happy Halloween. We are about a little over 20 minutes, 10 minutes, I'm sorry, until cash open. Let's do some analysis before the market opens. So I already started, but I wanted to go through it with you guys to show you my areas of interest and what I'm thinking. Should I buy, sell? We're going to fade the market or buy the market. So just looking at yesterday's profile, if you're looking at the middle of the chart, that is my daily TPOs. There were a couple of areas of interest from yesterday. From the bottom, you can see there's a little bit of a pop there at the 245.54 area. So I cover that on top of covering the volume pop as well. So I would say from here to about the volume low is where I showed the area of interest from the bottom of last session. So right here, okay, and then the main one would be roughly here, 247.58 down to I would say about 246.20. That's where the POC on the TPO and the volume profile are located. So that's the main area of interest from last session. And then you had a little bit of a pop at the bottom of last session too that I'm covering between 245.60 to 244.79. And I also put that in my footprint chart as well. Then the other area of interest that I was looking at, if I go over to the weekly chart from last week, October 20th to October 24th, there's an area here right where my cursor is on the volume profile chart. There's a pop of volume, and also on a TPO, you can see there's a pop on a TPO as well. So I have that area, I would say roughly 243.91 down to, let's say, 243.15. So that's my weekly, and also have that on my far right chart here. That is the entire move or entire area of interest that I have plotted on my weekly chart. I have it on my uh, footprint chart as well, order flow chart down in the bottom. So pre-market is currently playing inside of the area interest of last session, October 30th. And if we look closer, like a bird's eye view of it, you can see structure didn't change. All right. Yes, last session we ran up higher and then we started to see some consolidation and then structure started to change as money is flowing down all the way down to the end of last session or cash close. As pre-market opens at 4 o'clock, where we start to see data at 4 o'clock, the structure never really changed. A lot of consolidation at the bottom of this structure. Around 7:45, we did pop higher. As you can see, we ran a little higher there. The structure still hasn't changed, right? This is the latest higher low, I should say. Pre-market went up to that higher low, tested it, and continued the same structure. So I would look to fade from this little pop-up area that we saw from last session, which is the bottom of it. Here's the top here on my footprint chart, 247 um 33 down to 246.21 roughly. That's the main area of interest. Here's the bottom of it, and down here is the weekly. So I would look to sell. What I am looking to do is sell from the bottom of last session's interest or buy from the weekly, last week's interest, which is down here. What I would like to do is fade it. Hopefully, it won't, the move won't happen fast. It may have a little pop up higher and then fade. But if we fade fast, then I will switch gears and look to buy the 244s, maybe the 245 calls. All right. So in my watch list, I do have 244 and 245 calls. And I also have 245 and 246 puts. which would be the 240. See, it's already in 244s. So I wouldn't even be looking to play that unless we have in the next 5 minutes, pop higher and then fade. If we fade too fast, then I would be looking to buy this area of interest. We kind of see that happening post market as pre market closed, and we kind of see that buying start to happen here. And the reason why that happened is the origination point. If I fade out a little bit, hopefully it's not too hard to see. The origination of this here started October 23rd. With that, hopefully you can see it. Seeing those little here, right? The origination of this move started around 10:15, 10:20, October 23rd. So that's the why I would probably play the buy here on the weekly interest, fade that down if that is what happens at cash open. I'll see you guys in 5 minutes. Peace. All right, traders. We are 45 minutes, 45 seconds, I should say, until cash open. Okay. So we price is already faded below that bottom area of interest that we talked about in the analysis. So if we were not to pop higher and then fade, so what I was looking for was to fade from here, potentially into here where that weekly origination of buyers were. But if we were to fall faster, it's changing. Trying to pop out. I do have 245. What's May at? Oh, it's open. Talking while cash open. So we are fading. Options aren't straight. So we're fading into this buy area here, which I was looking to buy from. 245, 244 calls is what I'm looking at. All right, I think 245 is what I'm gonna try to get. Let me add this. There we go. So we're fading into that buyers. 245 calls are going for $61. 244 calls are going for $100. So that faded way too fast. I don't know if you guys remember from the analysis part of it. If it faded too fast into it, then I wouldn't try it. But I am looking for the 245 calls because we're kind of in 243s now. Let's see how it's touching those buyers there, all right? All right, I'm gonna take these 245 calls, $54 per contract. You can see how we bought from there and now going back higher. Oh, that's 81 done. Ooh, 54, and then I just got some market slippage at 89. Oh, wow. Let me check everything. That's amazing. Hold on. Let me check my account. That is awesome. Yep. Entered at it's at 54. Was looking to get 10 at 64 and got a gap at 89. Wow. 91 actually. Gapped at 91. That is fire. Now it's at 74. That's fire. That is fire. Caught those buyers there, those buyers there. It's fire. Okay. This original sale from this area. Let me do a bird's eye view of it real quick. So I'm gonna zoom out. This was the bottom, right? 245.58 to 244.80. That was the bottom of last session. And if I was to bring in the TPO last session, here, right? This is that bottom right there. That's where we had some volume pop out. And that was the area of interest we talked about in the analysis part of it before cash open. And then up here, the 247.62 area, that was the main area of interest from last session. So as I talked about in the analysis portion before cash open, I wanted to fade from there. But I did say before cash open, if it faded too fast, which it did, then we would be looking to buy from the weekly, which is this one right here on the left. Let me make it a little bigger. That's our weekly TPO from last week, October 20th to the 24th. And I mentioned in the analysis this little pop of volume with pop TPO. That was the origination point to buy. The buyers started buying, I should say. And look at what we're doing now, continuing to go higher. Now it's back to 81. If we go to the chart, you can see the origination point. And now, like I said in cash, sorry, the analysis, looks like last session they were starting to buy it already. They were buying it early, but they were buying it already. All right, if I do a zoom in, they were buying near the origination point, not quite there, but there was a lot of buying on the books here. Right? You can see from the imbalances, buying imbalances, there was a lot of buyers ready to buy. They kind of started post market, free market, even. I mean, right before cash, right, well, let me get my words together. Right before cash close, there was a bit of a tail there. So they started buying, and then 5 minutes after cash close, you can see they really started to buy. So that, and if I was to go zoom out, bird's eye view, the origination of where buyers bought in that weekly area was, what we said, the 23rd here. Right? Zoom into it. Hopefully, I'm not hurting your guys' eyes by zooming in and out. But that's the origination point right here. That's when they took off. Go back to where we are now. That drop happened, and I said that if this happens too fast, then we're going to abandon the fade and we're going to look to buy. Come down into it, and where did we come? Right into that area of interest from last week. All of those buyers sitting there waiting to fill their orders. Positive delta right before cash open, positive delta at cash open, and here's 935 candle, and the buyers are steady going. Okay, 245 calls entered at 54. Was looking to get 10 at 64, ended up getting some market slippage at 91. That is a hell of a way to end the week. Fire, 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 and fire. Well, that's it for me. As always, if you guys have any questions, please do not hesitate to leave a comment on this video. I reply to all. Please ask questions. I love to answer anything to do with the market. I'm willing to help with any question that you may have. All right, guys, that is it for me. Happy Halloween. Great way to end the week. Have a great rest of your Friday and a great weekend, and we'll talk soon.